7. How many of you are first timers here? Recognize it if it's raising their hands. Well, welcome to Trek Polamaa 7 on behalf of Chennai Trekking Club. For those of you who are uninitiated here, Chennai Trekking Club has been around since February 2008. That's when we were officially known to the public. And we've had Trek Polamaa since 2009. So this is our 7th symposium. For those of you who've never been on a trek, if you've never been on a trek, please raise your hand. That's a decent population. Okay. For those of you who've never been on a trek, then hello? Am I audible? People in the back row? Am I audible? Okay, yeah, as I was saying, for those of you who've never been on a trek, this might give you a rough idea of what is out there. Okay, so we hope it encourages you to become active members of CTC. We have over 21,000 people registered on our website, of which about 6,000 people are active. The rest of them are just passively receiving emails. We don't know if they've sent us to the spam folder or if they're just looking at it and then Am I audible again? Today we have 5 speakers online, okay? 5 of them, 2 in the morning session and 3 in the afternoon session. We hope you would stick around in the evening because we really have some interesting speakers lined up. We hope you've all registered. Have you all paid your 150 rupees at the desk? If not, please do so immediately. We have a lot of stalls outside. Some of them are our official sponsors. Pro Bikers, Wolfpack, Outlife, Restore the Organic Store, Namabhumi, which is into eco-friendly alternative sources of packaging. And there's Tamil Nadu Forest Department who have helped us a great deal in finding saplings for tree plantation events. There's also a blood donation camp going on. It's only from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you think you are not anemic and you would like to donate blood and save a life, you can take a break, go out there. It's being organized by Voluntary Health Services Chennai. Can we get started with the event?
Yes.
Okay. Our first session today, Save Earth for Next Generation. We have a pair of youngsters here, and one of them, named Nishant, is quite an interesting person. A chemical engineer by qualification, but works as a reptile conservationist with Turtle Survival Alliance of India. He works with gharials, river turtles, snakes, and all at the Champal River. Now, this particular individual is going to talk about rescuing wild animals that find their way into your homes in Chennai. Have you ever had a monkey, a snake, or some non-member of your family acting wild in the house that had to be rescued? Well, this is the person you will have to call at the end of the session. Save Earth for Next Generation started as an NGO, started by a bunch of college students in 2012, out of their sheer passion for nature. They first did a lot of tree plantation. They planted over 1,300 saplings with over 75% survival rate. That's pretty good. They also started distributing eco-friendly carry bags as a substitute for non-degradable plastic bags. The bags are made out of scrap cloth. They are active volunteers and they support the Student Sea Turtle Conservation Network a great deal. Please put your hands together for Nishant from Chennai Wildlife.
எல்லாரும் கேக்குதா? எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம், குட் மார்னிங். அண்ட் இங்க தமிழுக்கு யாருக்கெல்லாம் தமிழ் தெரியும்? That's good. I mean, like we come across few funny incidents also, so அது தமிழ்ல சொன்னால நல்லா இருக்கும். Well, SCNG Save Earth for Next Generation. நாங்க எப்படி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணோம்னா வந்து there's a rescue place which will be coming. And that is how we started. I felt particularly like we were short of people, short of manpower to save animals. In that way we started this NGO, and it was started initially by college students. Once the college got over, we all spread it over, and now it's like only few interested people are working on this. Like we are 14 member, I mean like we have a 14-member team, and this is how we started. So we'll go ahead with the slides. So I mean like the images are going to be somewhat hard to take. I mean like you have few emotion things also and few funny incidents also. So this is how actually this SCNG started. Polamaa is an area which is on the border of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. We received Blue Cross received a call stating that a politician, a village panchayat is killing dogs. So this was the information which we got. So once we reached the spot, we found that there were 196 dogs killed by the politician, and they hired some 4 to 5 gunmen, and they killed the dogs in 4 to 5 days of time. And the only reason they killed the dogs were all the dogs were creating nuisance or no problem, so they killed it all. The total village doesn't have dogs, so they vanished all the dogs. So this is how we can go for the next section. Next. So this is how it started. So I myself and that is Ravi and Robin, and only we three were there to pull out all 186 dogs. So the reason we pulled out 186 dogs which were buried, because the dogs which were buried near the riverbed. So what we had done is we don't want the riverbed to get polluted. So we pulled out all 196 dogs out. From morning 6 o'clock till evening 3 o'clock, we were the only three people working all alone. And it was quite emotional and quite difficult working on this, because we didn't have enough people to help, because it's being a dead dog and it's been buried since 4 days. So this is how it started. So after seeing this incident, I really felt that we need more manpower to help animals as well as to tackle these kind of situations. So what we did is we pulled out all the dogs, all 196 dogs which were buried in 3 pits, and we gave the right respect for the dogs at the end. We go for the next slide. So this is how it happened, and the people reaction in this rescue is people acted weird. They felt like man's best friend dog as an enemy. They didn't want even a single dog to be in their village. So all the people were against the dog, and they all planned together and did it, and at the end of the day, the politician got absconded, and we again got him after a couple of months, and he was arrested, and right now he's in jail and he's been imprisoned for 6 years. So that is what we have successfully done. So this is what, in this case, Sense was born, Saber for Next Generation was born. And at the start, we had more than 120 volunteers working with us on all rescues. What we do? So we do sapling plantation. Usually, sapling plantation, many people suggest me do on the roads and do on the public areas where people can just help it out. But what my idea was if you are going to do some kind of sapling plantation on the road, at the end of the day, on that particular day when we are planting, the people will support, but later they don't care about the plantation. So what I did is I covered the area of Tampuram and Krompet in Chennai, and I approached all individual houses. Where interested people were ready to take the saplings, and there we planted the sapling in their house, and we got a successful ratio of 78%, and that is going very good. Next. So, this case, you would have heard about Nanmangalam Reserve in Chennai, the only green patch available in Chennai. So this is what the recent cleanup drive we have done. Nanmangalam is going to, usually Nanmangalam is a kind of reserve where all people come and take bath and all, do all kind of nuisance problem, and it used to happen like this, but now the government has taken few initiatives by putting fencing all across the reserve, and there are going to be reintroduction of black bugs and spotted deer in coming days. And what we have planned to do is the final cleanup. We have particularly separated the Nanmangalam Reserve into 4 parts, and we started working on the cleanups. And one particular part we have completed recently 2 months back, and we collected more than 100 packages. And thanks for EFI for sponsoring the bag and all gloves. And our team, 14-member team, we particularly work on turtle conservation, sea turtle conservation. We all started with this, and before Sen started, we were in this particular sea turtle conservation. So sea turtle conservation is happening in Chennai from 40 years, and it was started by Mr. Romulus Whittaker, the founder of Rock Bank and Guinea Snake Park. And our volunteers, we walk. I mostly walk like 6 days a week without sleeping, and same like me, there is another stretch walk here happening in Western Nagar, so many of my team members are also involved in the turtle walks. So this is how a typical rescue starts with. We get a call. So we get a call, and usually people call like stating that, காலையில நாங்க எங்க காம்பவுண்ட் வால்ல பாம்பு பார்த்தோம் சார், பாம்பு போச்சு பட் ஆனா எங்க போச்சுன்னு தெரியாது. We prefer we get averagely 10 to 15 rescue calls per day. We get one call at Chengalpet and we get one call at Ennur and we get one call at Manali. To cover all distance in one particular day is quite difficult because there are only two experts who can handle snakes in our team and all others can handle all animals. So it's like that. So in this case, we don't, we just go for rescue only where the snake is confirmed, she's there, so that we can go and pick her up and we can rescue. So that particular case is only we just attend the rescue calls. So this one, this I mainly want to put because recently we have lost a person from Tamil Nadu. He did some kind of, he wanted to gain some kind of publicity in front of public, so he kissed a snake and he was bitten by the cobra on his lips and he was dead recently in Tamil Nadu. And I don't want people to handle any kind of wild animals without knowing its identification, or even if you know the identification, with prior experience and expert knowledge, you can't handle a wild animal or a snake. So, what we generally do, I and Shravan Krishnan is one of our senior member of this team, and he's a founder of Hotel for Dogs. And what we particularly do is whenever we rescue a snake, we maximum try to release the snake in the rescue point itself. We don't want to relocate it because relocation of a snake will disturb his total habitat. She has to go in search of new food and she has to go in search of new place and she might even get killed because of hunger. So what we particularly do is we just rescue the snake, and if it's going to be a rat snake, say example a rat snake or a checkered keelback, we try to release it as soon as possible in that particular area by giving right awareness to the public. So we just stay back at the rescue point and we gather few public in and around the residential area. We talk with them and we tell the importance of the snake and why the snake has come into your place, because all the forest patches have been turned into a concrete wall. So now the snakes have been, they got used to the concrete walls also. I recently, last year rescued a rat snake, a 6-foot rat snake in LIC building on 14th floor. So this is something they got adapted so much being, in this concrete city. So we try to, if it's going to be a venomous snake, say example, it's going to be a venomous snake, we try to convince the people, but at the end of the day, we are supposed to save the people also from the snake because venomous snakes can react anyway. So what we particularly do is we try to relocate them as, most probably we will be relocating the venomous snake to few patches in Chennai like Nanmangalam, Chittalapakam range and Vandalur range. So yeah. This is one of the main last year's event which our team attended. Couple of our members, Mr. Ravi and Jason, they attended Gadimai project, Gadimai slaughter festival in Nepal. So this slaughter happens every 5 years once. It's a festival. It's a festival happening in Nepal where they give lakhs and lakhs of animals. They slaughter lakhs and lakhs of animals in one particular day. So Water Cross members and all other members from Chennai, they had gone to nearly 4,500 animals from getting slaughtered. So this is a big turn, a big thing, and the impact which they created in Nepal was totally drastic. The last year's festival had 450,000 animals slaughtered. This year there were 23,000 animals. So the impact which they created among the custom officers and the police officers and the border security forces, they created a very much impact, and they arrested more than 65 people and they filed a case on 50 to 60 people. And this team, can I get some water? Sorry. So this slaughter, what usually happens is like before the last festival, after the slaughter happens, I mean like industrial, like leather factories, shoe factories and all, they approach the Nepal borders and they started picking, I mean like they'll start collecting for the slaughters and they'll make it into leathers, and they have some kind of link between them, and the industries over there pay the temple every industry pays about 70 to 80 lakhs for the temple, and 30 to 40 lakhs goes for the priest and all. So this year, many of our activists all over India, they have gone there and they made some kind of protest, and they stopped the industries to come into the slaughter area, and the slaughter numbers have been reduced, and henceforth they are feeling like the next festival which is going to, this is somewhat very good news for our conservation site. And the interesting part in this is like 10% of the animals are coming from Nepal and other 90% of animals are coming from India. Man's best friend. This is a very interesting case. So we received a call from Ayyappa Tangal from a lady who was crying on phone stating that 4 people who were drunk and addicted to drugs and all were behaving wrong with the women, and as well as they were trying to cut the dog to make soup out of it. So can you believe a dog being bitten, cut to make a soup, they are making a soup out of a dog. So by the time, we rushed as soon as possible. I and Don sir was only available, who is Don William, he is the general manager of Blue Cross. So we rushed the spot as soon as possible and let out from the dog. That was the starting point. And interestingly, these 4 students who have done, they are the medical students who are doing their education in Ramachandra University, and they part-timely work for Mary Brown Restaurant. So what they felt is like they are going to kill the dog and they are going to make soup out of it as they run. So, and it's a colony kind of an area where all husbands and all have gone for the work and only ladies are stuck in there. And ladies have gone to ask why they are doing like this, and they started getting problem with the women. So we had just a spot, the situation was very critical. We were in a state like we need to save the dog as well as we need to save the people also. So we informed the police station, and police was like, it will take 10 to 15 minutes to come, you just get everything into control. So we thought, police told us you can do anything to get into control. So that time I felt really happy. I just made them control. Hitting people who are against wildlife, it's very good. Police itself literally gave a permission for me to go ahead. So I hit them like anything and I got them into control. And after this case, we were searching for the dog. Everything got into control, police had come and we searched for the dog more than 2 hours. We didn't find the dog. That is why dog world is a man's best friend. We found the dog again in the same place where it used to live. It's a pet dog for the students, and it had gone into the house and she sat on the bed where she used to usually sleep. So that was really emotional. I started crying after seeing the dog into the house. How much of a cruelty, how much of a sadness we give to the dog. Again, she's going back to the place that she was living. So you can see the images on the next page. The dog had been cut out, and they were using this knife to cut the dog and the wood piece to place her. And we successfully operated her, and we took the tail out of her, and she is now, she's in a new house on ECR and she's living happily. She's been adopted and she's very happy. The dog is very happy. Yeah. This is a rescue where there was a lake and the turtle had come out of the lake and she directly fell into a well. The securities over there, the security and the public over there saw the turtle being fallen into the well. They informed us, and you can just go to the images. We had gone there, and that is one of our team members, Mr. Rajesh, who's getting into the well to get the turtle out. And initially, the well was like 80%, 80 feet deep, and there were 3 layers of, getting into the deep well is, only expertise can do. It's not an easy work, not all can do. Not all members in our team can do it. So only few people can do it. So Rajesh got into the well and he got the turtle out. Interestingly, we got a snake also from that. So we could help a snake as well as a flagship turtle. So that was a good rescue for us. This is our day-to-day routine. And there are team members, we all gather together. This is what called a team member. This is why we need a team. This is how things started. So for any problem for an animal, we need to start. We need to form a group, immediate group. That is how this group came there, and immediately we took a rescue call. This is a wolf snake rescue. This wolf snake was rescued from the well, the same well. So these both are wolf snake. Wolf snake is a non-venomous snake, and she can bite very aggressively. She's a very aggressive biter. She can keep on biting. And this snake can be misidentified with other snakes. There are different kind of markings on this snake, and this snake can be identified as even common crate, one of the poisonous snake in India. And few people have been bitten by that snake and they've lost their lives also. So misidentification, handling an animal without knowing the identification comes into this package. And just look onto this. This is an abandoned cow. This happened in Krompet, Chittapalam area. The Blue Cross received a call stating that a cow was giving birth to a calf, and I and our member, Mr. Ravi Kumar, we reached the spot. Ravi Kumar is a domestic expert. He's into this domestic field animals. And we had gone there and we had seen the situation. The situation is like the calf is already dead and she was half out of the body. The half out and half inside. So the only thing we can do is we can save the mama cow. So what we tried to do is we pulled out the calf out and she was all dead. We go for the meals. So the calf was dead, and the thing is this cow was actually this cow had an owner, and this cow was abandoned because she had a foot and mouth disease. The disease, the main reason is disease. So she was having disease, so she was abandoned. She was left all alone, being a pregnant cow also. So sad part is after taking her for the treatment also, we lost the cow. So these are rescues which are pretty emotional for us because we work so much hard, but at the end of the day we lose the animals, and it's quite hard to take it because we have lost a calf and we have lost a mother also. So it takes some time to come out of this kind of incidents and all. This was rescued by CTC member Mr. Mahesh and Hari. So as usual on our turtle walks, our routine turtle walks, we found a bird which couldn't fly at lighthouse, and we didn't have any experience of seabird. We don't know what actually happened, and the bird was trying to fly, but she couldn't properly do it. The cause of the late night, we couldn't find what it is, and we tried approaching to veterinarians, but they were quite busy with some kind of work. So what we did was we carried all the way the bird to the Adia estuary, and it was almost morning 6:30, 7 o'clock. What we tried to do is we provided some glucose water, and we gave her some space where she can just happily sit down and just move away. At the end of the day, she happily flew. We gave the right time, and the sun made her all brisk, and she all the way she started flying, and she went into the she went into the ocean. All the way, yeah. This case, animal versus an animal. So what happened is I and Ravi started the turtle walk at 2 o'clock in the late night, and we found the turtle type. We usually collect the turtle eggs by finding the track of a turtle. So we had an up track of a turtle, but we couldn't find the down track of a turtle. We saw a turtle on a long distance. When we went and approached as close